Yeah.
You know, it's affecting everybody. But my subject on this morning is invest in Jesus. We are investing in everything in life except God. We looking at the world, and what you think the world gonna do? They not going. This thing ain't gonna turn the world to Jesus. Not the way we people might think. It's not. And when you look at this thing, I thought about this. I said the world, when the rapture take place, you're gonna have whatever president, whoever's in office, whatever House Speaker, whatever doctor, scientist, they're all going to be standing at them podiums and trying to tell you, or tell whoever left down here, let's say, don't panic. You that know about Christ, you that have been known, that you know to be baptized in Jesus' name and filled with the Holy Ghost, it's over. It's over. So what's wrong? It's time to invest in God now.
Thank you, Jesus.
You can't wait till the rapture come and invest in God. You have to understand that people, when you look at this, everything is going to be going on just like today. People still occupying and people still going. There's some that's still going to work. Some is doing telework. But people still, the people still want their car notes. They still want their utility bills to be. They still want that paid. They might not give you no late fee or whatever, but they not saying you can't pay it though. Amen. And that's the same thing gonna happen when the rapture comes. We got the government, no doubt, gonna be saying we got a remedy. We got something we can do. That's when all that mark of the beast and everything is gonna come, and people going to be scared out of their mind. And guess what? A lot of people gonna be deceived and take on that mark. But you that have been baptized in Jesus' name, you that have heard about being saved, if you don't make that first rapture, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. That ain't for you. Now is for you. Now is the time to prepare yourself. Now is the time to invest in God like never before. Now is the time you hear the vice president saying more and more about prayer. Talking about prayer and talking about, look at you, what's wrong? These people know they need the churches to pray to God, for them to even find some kind of remedy or God to let this thing cease. Yes. You seeing now more and more they talking about Jesus. What's wrong? You know, they know. Nobody going to get us out of this thing but God.
Right.
Nobody. But even when you look at that, and when they know it, and when we know it, but here God is saying, if my people that is called by my name, you got my name, you've been baptized in Jesus' name, you've been filled with the Holy Ghost. Yeah. If you would just turn. Lord, and seek my face. If you would just turn down your plate for a day or two, if you would turn down your plate for a week or two, if you would just stop doing what you're doing for a moment and turn from your wicked ways and seek my face. You said, I'll hear from heaven and I'll heal the land. Yeah, I'll heal it. Let you know, if I just shut up to heaven, if the pestilence and things of that nature should come, I heal the land. I hear you. I heal the land. But if my people, I'm looking for my people.
Yeah.
They got my name stamped on them.
Yes.
The one that had put the blood on that post. If they would just pray and turn, I'm going to tell you now that I'm going to do something about it. Maybe not when you want me to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to see about you. I won't pass over you. I'm looking at life. You got to look at life. You got to understand people are blessed, because when you look at life and a lot of things that you have seen seen on the news and things how people have come into buildings and work jobs and have shot up different places. But when you look at that, there's a lot of times if people that save and I had never had nobody to come and rob the store while I was there, and nothing have really been acted really no really bad news. Why? Because you're there. God see that there's people there. Listen here, that place that be sanctified. You leaving out of there now, there's going to be some, I'm telling you now, when God got his kid there, when God got his child there, his servant there, he's going to protect it. I'm telling you, every time before I leave out that door, protect us all, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
What's wrong? Hurt, harm, and dangers is all around us. Seen and unseen dangers all around us. But somebody, you better understand the thing about it is everybody that you work with, they're not invested in Jesus and they don't have a mind to invest in God.
Amen.
But you've been saved and you've been bought with a price.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's time for us. I'm encouraged. I was encouraged when I heard mother tell me she wanted to come. I said, yeah, Mother want to come. Mother said, man, I'm going. I mean, I'm not, listen here, I'm not knocking nobody because we listen here, the news can discourage you. The news can really put you in a place where you don't want to go out. You don't want to touch nobody or nothing. But listen here, you better be cautious now. I'm not telling you don't be cautious. Be very careful. You know, when you understand these athletes and things like that, when that virus is running through these athletes that got good shape and all that, and they can get it. Listen here, and anybody that don't, just a normal person like us, we can get it too.
Amen.
Their immune system should be much better than most people's. What's wrong? I don't care what that virus and things. Don't care who you are. Don't care how much money you make.
Yeah.
And that's just like the devil. He don't care who you are, what family you come from. If you're not going to invest in God, he's going to invest in you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, the devil want to invest in you and wants you to invest in him. So if you're not going to invest in God, then you must go and invest in the devil. You can't invest in both of them at the same time. The Bible said, who's on the Lord's side, stand up if you're on God's side. To invest is to give time and energy. Time and energy. When I was about to get married, I had to give some time and energy to this young lady that I was going to marry. I just couldn't, you got to give some time. You find, even when you look at that, when you find that and listen here, and still got to give that time and energy until death do us part. Time, listen here, that time, that investment is not just, I thought, before you say I do. It's before you say you do until death do us part. When you get saved, you putting away a lot of things. You investing in this thing. Man, I want to get saved. So what's wrong? You putting your all in all. Take off this and take off this. I'm not going to hang out with this person. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to do this. What's wrong? I got an investment. I'm trying to get saved. And when you get saved, you got to read your Bible, pray fast, come to church. That's an investment. And that investment is going to pay off one day, eternal life. You got to invest in God. Luke the 16th chapter. Lord, we ask you to bless your people on the day. Speak a word, encourage our hearts and minds. Keep us safe. Keep us hidden under the blood. In Jesus' name. Luke 16:19. This is talking about rich man that he didn't invest. He didn't invest like he was supposed to. He didn't do rich man didn't do what he was supposed to do with all those riches. Starting in verse number 19, and there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, it said, and fared sumptuously every day. He lived a good life every day, not week by week, but he fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores. He was full of sores, and designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dog came and licked his sores. Somebody had to take this man to this rich man's gates every day. No doubt couldn't get up there and walk. No doubt was incapacitated. That's when we read that scripture, call for the elders of the church. If anybody need prayer for them to call for them, that's for somebody that's incapacitated, somebody that cannot get out to church. You're calling for the elders. Same thing right here. When you look at this man right here, he was incapacitated to a place where he was not able to get to that gate by himself. Why? There is no way possible that you're letting dogs that lick all on itself and eat whatever, lick your sores that's open. So somebody set Lazarus at this door, at this man's gate. He said, desiring to be fed. I just want some crumbs. But I come to let you know today, saints of God, you don't have to settle for crumbs. God said, I'll give you everything that you need. If you pick up your cross and if you follow me, I'm going to give you what you need. If you invest in God, you're going to get everything that you desire and then some.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
He said, it came to pass that the beggar died. He said, it was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. He said, the rich man also died and was buried. The beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. He was carried to a place of comfort. The rich man died and he went to hell. The rich man died and he was carried. He was sent to a place of torment. He said, in hell he lifted up his eyes, and being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. You got to understand something, saints of God, that the rich man, he didn't go to hell because he was rich. He went to hell because he didn't take care of his priorities. We got to put our priorities in order. Our priorities, we shouldn't be looking at the natural so much, but we should be concentrating on our spiritual life, that what's this soul of ours that's going to live forever. You got to put your spiritual priorities in order. Put them in order. His priorities was not in order. You look back there in those days, those rich people, priorities was to help take care of the poor. And every time you got this man coming at your gate every day and you just ignoring him, and you're not going to give him anything to eat, and you're not going to even give him no crumbs. And the Bible is saying that you are living sumptuously. You're living fine. He had no doubt the finest clothes. He had no doubt the best of food. He had no doubt servants and handmaids and everything that this world could offer you. Then, no doubt, this rich man, he had it. He living a luxurious life. I find that the Pharisees, they looked at wealth as a validation for righteousness. Pharisees, well, if you had some money, oh, you doing something. That's how the world is. The world stamp approval on success according to one's wealth, education, and career. I'm talking about the church also. Sad to tell you that. Sad to say this to you, but the church is looking at the world too much instead of having the world look at us. We seem to be investing more so in what the world is doing instead of what God has wanted us to do. I'm telling you, man, I find that, man, we want all kinds of titles and things, and we don't even know how to spell our first and last name, but you want to be called this and you want to be called that. What's wrong? You just invested in what the world is saying to do. God is saying, invest in me. If you invest in me, you ain't got to worry about if the world stamp and approve on you. Man don't worry about it. Man gonna tell you you're doing good. And when you mess up, man gonna tell you you messed up. Without God, when you mess up, one thing about God, when you mess up and when you have failed and when you have fallen or falter, I'm telling you that God will pick you up and put you back on that path. Man gonna throw you away and push you down. The faster they put you up, the faster they'll put you back down. What's wrong? You invest in man instead of investing in Jesus. It's time to invest in God.
I agree with you.
It's time to invest in God. I'm not saying to you, don't get your education. You need education in this educated world. I'm not telling you to go out there and get your degrees or whatever you're doing, but I'm telling you what I'm telling you to do is invest in God. Don't go get it if it's going to take you out of church, if it's going to cause you not to pray and fast like you need to. You got to invest in God first. Amen. Whatever you're going through, whatever you do in life, whatever you're trying to achieve in life, invest in God. Oh no.
All right, Jay.
You putting God second, I'm telling you that there's no second with God. God always got to come first before anybody in your life. Yeah, I love husband, I love wife, I love kids, I love this one, I love that one, but I love Jesus more than any of them. I love him best of all. The rich man had that wealth. He didn't want to feed. He didn't want to clothe. He didn't want to give shelter or any given support to Lazarus. He went to hell because he was selfish. He had his priorities was out of order. Lazarus died and went to a place of comfort. Poor in this. When you look at poor, listen here, you got to understand naturally poor, materialistic poor, but rich in Jesus. We got to come down to a place. Yes, here, look here. I struggled all my life. Kids and wife and things like that. Let's look here. I know what it is to struggle. But I'd rather struggle this way and be spiritually bankrupt. I want to be rich in God, as rich as possible. Pick up your cross. You're going to take it and go to hell because you don't want to. Listen here, when you look at the young rich ruler, he walked up to Jesus. He ran up to Jesus, the Bible said, and said, good master, what shall I do? What can I do to inherit the kingdom of God? Rich, I'm rich. God he ain't doing no respect to person because you rich. You know, that doesn't mean that, and he's poor, I'm going to look to you and not to him. God, he's equal. He's a fair God. He's a just God. I want whoever heart is pricked. I want whoever that want to come to me and want to be saved. I want whoever that's going to submit themselves to me. I want whoever that's going to pick pick up their cross and follow me. There's a cost to follow Jesus. Mark the 8th chapter, verses 34 to 38, it said, and when he had called, the people unto him, his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Whoever's investing themselves, invest in this world, they're going to lose their life. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall be saved. He said, what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. Can't be ashamed of God. You're not going to invest in God and be ashamed. What should it profit a man to gain the whole world? Saints, don't try to invest in this world. Don't put your chips on Jesus' side. Get your mindset more on Christ than anything else in this world. I'm telling you, now is the time. Don't you wait till tomorrow. Get in your mind now that I'm going to get with Jesus more now than ever. Every day of your life. It's time now to build yourself up in the most holy faith. It's time now to get, listen here, those virgins, they all was virgins, but the Bible said there was 5 foolish and 5 wise. You got to be a wise virgin. Waiting and trying to go somewhere and get some oil. You got to have that thing. You can't wait. You can't get no oil. You got to have it when God comes. You got to have it when God comes. What are you waiting for? Get your oil now. God is on his way back. Yeah. You waiting a week. I'm telling you now. Come on, I'm about ready to get out of here. When you think about this thing, a lot of times we waiting for God to come back, or we're waiting for something to happen, and then listen here, Mother. God is getting our attention. I heard Mother say that. Yes, God is getting our attention, and I have said it to ourselves. And that's why that the thing came to my mind. If my people should just call by my name, should humble themselves and pray and seek my face, while I'm trying to get your attention before I come back. I'm not coming back for this world, but I'm coming back for my people. I'm coming back for the church. If my people, I'm telling you now, I'm not coming back for everybody. There's one specific person that I'm coming back. I'm coming back for them that love God. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. You got to be stirred up. You got to, I'm telling you now, you got to be motivated that I want to serve God more now than ever in my life. Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verses 1 and 2 said, he said, wherefore, seeing we also have compassed about with so great cloud of witness, he said, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience. Take your time. It's a marathon. You ain't got to sprint. Run. Have some patience. Make sure you know where you're going. And run with patience the race which is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author, the finisher of our faith, for who the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and it is set down at his right hand of the throne of God. That's power. When you look at that word, the author and the finisher, he's the pioneer and the perfecter of our faith. You don't have faith in God, you don't have anything. A child of God, I wrote down here, a child of God life it requires us to give up everything or whatever endanger our relationship with God. It requires us to run patiently and to struggle against sin with the power of the Holy Ghost. We stumble, we fall when we look and turn away from God, when we look to ourselves or at the circumstances around us. We must always remember we are investing in Jesus and not ourselves. To live effectively for Christ, we must lay aside every weight, everything that's getting more attention and more time than Jesus. Everything. You got to lay it aside. Get on. I'm putting God before anything. I'm telling you now. Look at the world, saints. Look at the world. Look at the world. You ought to learn something from this. I'm telling you now, this is a learning process right here. And know this. Here it is. We are not going back to when this thing is over with. It won't be the same thing. We ain't going back to what we knew that was normal. That's right. There's going to be some things that I'm telling you now, don't depend on this world. You better depend on God. You better invest in God now. He's trying to get us our attention. Yes. And it's a blessing when God can put that in your spirit. Yeah. That's a blessing alone. When God can put that in your spirit and let you know that he's trying to get your attention. He's trying to get our attention. Talking about the people of God. You don't see that, Lord have mercy. He's trying to get our attention. The songwriter said, it's not by might. It's not by power, but by thy spirit, says the Lord. This mountain said it shall be removed. This mountain shall be removed, but by my spirit, says the Lord. It's not by might, not by power, but by thy spirit, says the Lord. This mountain, it got to get out of my way. I'm invested in God and God alone. Some folks, you look at the world. They're invested in all kinds of things. Look at people. I'm telling you now, the stock has gone down. People are trying to take their money out and everything like that. Why? I'm invested in this world. I'm telling you, this dying world that's not going to help you when Jesus comes back. So some folks, they rather have houses than land. Some folks, they choose silver or gold. Yeah. These things that they treasure and forget all about their soul. Yeah. Forget about it. Don't know where they at. Ripping and running and trying to find a way. What am I do? What you think? What you think? How about this and how about that? I'm going to look right in your eyes and say, I already invested in Jesus. That's right. What's wrong? That's why I ain't worried. Don't matter what may come my way, I'm going to seek Jesus. No, I don't want that disease. There were no other diseases. I don't want it. Ain't that I want it because I believe in Jesus. I don't want to be living like that. But if it shall happen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm already invested in God. Got the best investment that man or this world could ever give you. In Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm telling you what's going to happen. God is going to crack that sky and everybody going to be looking around and wonder what the world happened. You can't look to your president. You better look to Jesus now. Getting up on that, they're getting up on YouTube and telling you don't worry about it. We're going to win. I already won because I invested in God. And God can't lose. I'm a winner. And if you keep on running for Jesus, you'll win. Because a winner never quits. And a quitter never wins. Invest in Jesus. Invest in God. He's the true champion. He's the true God. He's the perfecter. He's the living God, the only one that can save you, that can protect you, that can heal you. Goodbye, 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 goodbye world. Lord, I stand no longer with you. Goodbye, pleasures of sin. Stay no longer with you. I've made up my mind. I'm going God's way. I'm going to invest in God the rest of my life. Goodbye. It's time to go. I can feel the breaking of day. I can feel the breaking of day. And I'm telling you now, I worked this morning. I went to work 12 midnight. Usually I ain't worked on Saturday nights probably about 12 some years. But I worked on a new location. And I'm telling you now, everybody walking around, you making me scared because you got a mask on. Do you have it? I don't know whether you have it or not. Because you the one with the mask. I didn't hear nothing about this thing was airborne. I wonder what you got a mask on for. If you're scared, stay in the house. But listen to this, and I'm done. Psalms 127 says, he said, except the Lord build the house,
that's right.
they labor in vain. Yeah. That build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. What's wrong? Useless, empty, worthless. If God don't build it, if God don't keep you, you ain't gonna be kept. If God don't put his hand on this virus, we ain't gonna get rid of it. Or they ain't gonna get rid of it. What's wrong? It's time now to invest in Jesus more than anything. It's time for the saints to stand up and get close to God right now, right now, right now, right now. It's time to get close to God. He's coming back. He's coming to save you. He's coming to capture you. Get close to him. Let him know I want to be right to the Lord when you come. We all put forth an effort when there's something that we want. We all put forth the effort. We all said, we men said some smooth things to those ladies that we married to. I know I told my lady, well, you don't have to worry about cutting your grass. I'm going to cut that grass. I don't know when last time I cut the grass, but it get cut. What's wrong? I meant that from my heart. I meant that, but but we got to be serious with God. I'm telling you now, especially the ones that's able to stay home and work. I'm just nice. I come to encourage you to get with Jesus in these times more than anything. This is a sign of a time. This is the sign of the time of the thing that's at hand and the things that is to come. It's it right here. right here should show you how the world is going to be in all kind of chaos when Jesus come back. That's all I can think about is like, man, this, I'm talking about all over the world. This ain't just in the United States. All over the world, they're going crazy. And I walk out the door. I'm telling the Lord, and I pray for the church. I tell the Lord, Lord, watch over your peoples, Lord. Watch over Baltimore. Protect all the people that's up there, Jesus. Remember the saints. Cover them. Don't let no diseases. I tell the Lord, that, yes, to cover you guys. Because none of us want no diseases on us. I don't care what it is. Nothing. God bless your hearts on this morning. Turn me off, son. Just